Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm in quarantine, and it's cool. Welcome to How to App on iOS. My name's Jade. It's Tuesday here in Australia in the future. And today we are gonna go over some tips, some tricks, and a bit of Cute Cut Pro. Oh yeah. So welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, Pete, can see you in the chat. Everybody in the chat, hello. Scott, Tom Rochelle, SM Borthwick, Stu Cash, Gary Hobbs, Benedict Stewart. Hail, hail, the gang is all here. I'm not worthy. So what are we going to do today? Well, let's just jump straight into it because there ain't much new with like price drops or anything like that. So because we've got a few things to cover, some tips to start off with. So let's get into it. Today what I'm going to do is help people, because I see this question so often in the GarageBand users group. If you're not a member of that, pop over to Facebook and search GarageBand users group and become a member because it's a really great, helpful community. Also, Create, Record, Release is another great community on Facebook. So do that if you're not already. Hey, Paul, how are you today? So what we are going to be looking at is screen recording. Screen recording your GarageBand project and putting it into a video editing app and then being able to put it onto Facebook or onto YouTube to show your GarageBand project. Now, a lot of people know how to do this, so this will come off as an easy thing, but I'm doing it in an app today called Cute Cut Pro. And the reason I'm looking at Cute Cut Pro today is because you have, again, there's a whole bunch of like video editing apps that go from 0 to 100. So you start off with iMovie, that's absolute zero, bare minimum. It's free, it's fairly basic, it's solid, it just works. That's cool. Then you've got all the way to like 100, and that's LumaFusion, which we will be looking at the end of this week because I want to build up to that because it's so feature packed. And then you have things in between, and Cute Cut is one of those things in between. I was going to look at today, immediately after looking at Pixaloop yesterday. I was going to go straight into Video Leap because it's made by the same company, but it's a little bit more complex. So I thought, and it's got a subscription. So I wanted to break it up and look at something that it has a free version and it has a paid version. So no subscriptions, because a lot of people hate subscriptions. So let's have a look at it first. So here it is, Cute Cut Pro in the App Store. So there's two versions. You've got Cute Cut and Cute Cut Pro. As you can see, I have Cute Cut, but I trialed that out and then I paid to make it Cute Cut Pro, which is why my Cute Cut Pro is still showing $9.99. So it's about $5 for the rest of you in the world. So it's not an expensive app for what it does. It's quite powerful. But before we get in and have a look at that, let's have a look at taking a screen recording of your GarageBand project first. So if you're not aware, let's bring up GarageBand first. Right, so before I do jump into that, I'm jumping ahead of myself because I am excited today. What I would like to show you is something else. So this track I'm going to be looking at today is a utensils track. This is the basis of a track that I've been working on, so I've made a copy of it here. Now, what I'm going to do first is go back out of this project. I'm going to hold down on the project, and it brings up this menu here, and I'm going to just make a duplicate of it. Then I'm going to hit the select button up in the top right-hand corner. I'm going to select that new one, so it's Utensils Experiment 3, and then I'm going to hit Move. And I am going to scroll down and you will see I actually have, if you look over here, I have a Seagate 2 terabyte hard drive. I've got a 16 gigabyte SD card in here, and I've got a USB stick. So I've got a whole bunch of external memory attached permanently to my iPad Pro. So what I'm going to show you is we are going to take this track and I'm going to click on my Seagate 2 terabyte hard drive and hit copy. And we're now copying over this utensils track. Now that I've done that, I'm quite confident. Well, I've just made a duplicate anyway. So here's, I'm going to delete this from my GarageBand for iOS folder, where all my cloud stored GarageBand projects are. And now I'm going to go over here and click on my Seagate hard drive, and there you can see it in there. Okay, now I haven't had to zip it up or anything, notice that. So now I can open it from my hard drive. Now this is really good if you're running out of space and you can't afford to get some more iCloud space. So if I click on it, it opens up, and you'll see straight away it pops up with the current song is located on an external storage device. Avoid removing while this song is open. Otherwise, recordings or other data could be lost. So as you can see, if I've opened it up from there, now I'm just going to add a track. I'm not going to put anything on it. And then I'm going to save it again. So it takes a little bit longer, but as you can see, it's gone back to there. So just to show you, I'm going to head back over to my GarageBand folder. Just open this, just for the sake of opening something different. Now go back to my Seagate and open up the experimental track number 3, just to show you it has saved that new track that I added without having to zip it up. So it's just a little tip I thought I would throw out there for you all. If you are running down on space and you've got your Apple adapter, you can add on hard drives and keep all your GarageBand projects on a hard drive externally and use them and save them on the hard drive. So that little tip is now out the way. What we want to do next is go back here, because we are going to be playing with this. I'm going to be doing a screen recording of this. So how do you do a screen recording? So as you would know, on your device, you normally swipe up on an iPhone or from your iPad in the top right-hand corner where the the battery is. You swipe down and you're given this selection of tools, which you can actually add and deplete from. You can delete things on here. So if you have a look here, there's no screen recording option. So how do we get that option on there if you've never set this up before? So in your settings, you just need to look for so Control Center in your settings. If you click on that, then you've got custom controls, and you'll see all the things that are added here. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see my screen recording isn't added, and I want to add that. So I'm just going to hit the plus, and I'm going to move that up a little bit just so it's at the top. Now, when I go back into GarageBand and swipe down from the right-hand corner, over here is the little recording button. So there it is. That's how you can do a screen recording, nice and easy. Now you ask, when you do a screen recording, the sound isn't gonna, it depends on the iPad that you have as well. So, you know, if you're getting stereo sound, it's not going to be absolutely perfect like a mix down of a WAV file of your project. So what I'm going to show you how I do it, and remembering I'm doing this in CuteCut today, but you can do it in any app that is that can create video editing, any video editing. So I'm losing my words. You know what I need? I need a cup of tea. Let me take a cup of tea break. Zen cup of tea. Oh yeah. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to do a screen recording of the whole song. We can have a listen to it while it's playing. I get to have a little break. It's only a short song. And then once I have done the screen recording, I'm going to save the project as a WAV file. And then we're going to start importing it into CuteCut. So we're getting a highest quality sound to add to the screen recording. Then we'll add some effects to it. We'll add some an intro to the video. And I'll show you just how easy it is. So without further ado, let's do a screen recording. So I'm going to swipe down. I'm going to hit this little record button. Get rid of this. And once it starts doing the count, it does a countdown to 3. And here we go. And that's done. So as you can see, you had a little button up, a little red button up here, which tells you that it is recording. So I just hovered over it, clicked it, comes up with to stop the video. And that's that video recorded. What are we going to do next? Well, we're going to close out of the app because the video is done. We're going to select it and we are going to share this as a song and choose a WAV file and hit share. Then we are going to choose to open this in because of the Apple bug that still exists. And we'll let that do its magic. And then we're going to open up CuteCut and I will show you a few really cool tricks with CuteCut. And we're going to add a graphic at the start of it. So just to make it look a bit more fancy. Fancy Clancy. Just to stand out from everyone else's kind of video. Because, you know, you see people who post stuff in like the GarageBand users group and sometimes they get lost in the algorithm because... You know, you have to admit it, when you're scrolling through sometimes, every GarageBand project that is added to Facebook, they all look the same as that picture. So add something different to it. Make it stand out from the crowd. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? So we can now save this. And what you'll notice I'm going to do is where I'm going to save this to. I've got my options here. Normally I would just save it to audio share, but I'm going to skip a step here. I'm going to scroll across till I find copy to CuteCut. Going to hit that, it opens up CuteCut and says file imported to a file sharing section of iTunes. Okay, so now we are in CuteCut. Saves me opening up the app. Let's just make it nice and easy so we've got nothing running in the background with GarageBand, and we'll swipe that sucker away. Here we are in CuteCut Pro. And so I will tell you too, the difference between the free one and the Pro one is you get a watermark with the free one and you get a time limit. So it's pretty fucking useless in my opinion. But for $5, this thing's really feature rich. It is massively feature rich. The only thing I will say about it now that I use LumaFusion, the look of it, the UI is a little bit dated, but like, just because something looks old doesn't mean that it's shit, if you know what I'm saying. So to start a new project, as you can see, it looks pretty standard here. We've got a plus button, and a plus button is always a plus because guess what? It lets you create a new thing. So let's call this utensils. Now, normally, see, I have shortcuts added here. So if I hit U10, it automatically brings up utensils, and I hit space. And look at that. So demo, and we're going to hit create. And the next thing that pops up is a few more selections. So you've got a high definition 16:9, which is what we're going to choose. You've got a standard definition 4:3 or a square. You've got landscape, portrait, a background color, and you can choose a frame rate. So that is pretty cool. And you can go up to 60. So, you know, it's pretty modern, pretty good. You can also add a fixed cover image, which is really handy. And I'm going to click that on. And what it does is when you go back to your little projects page, it adds a picture of the project so you can see what it looks like in case you forget what project it was at the time and save you opening it up. So now that we've decided all this, all we have to do is the usual shit and hit done, 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 done. And here is your basic setup. So as you can see, it's very clean to look at. And you've got a little image on the side of what your video looks like. And at any time, you can just grab on this and make it larger if you're having trouble seeing things. So it's nice and easy to swipe back and forward. And you're given a track straight away to play with. Across the top here, you have an undo button, and it is your God. All bow down to the Lord and Savior of undo before they force us to toil in their sugar caves. You have a settings button, which is basically what we began with in case you want to change turn it into a square production. So you can go back and edit that. Next to that, you can save with this button here. Now we have nothing here, so there's nothing to save. And you've got a play button. Very basic stuff. Now, here's where things get cool. And I've had people tell me they think this isn't a feature, but it is, trust me. So let's just talk a little bit about iCloud before we get into importing a video into this program. If you are using iCloud to back up your photos or your videos, you will know that every time you add something to your photo albums, after an amount of time, they upload to iCloud space. And depending on how you have iCloud set up, will be the version of it that you have on your phone. Okay, so now let's make this nice and easy. If you upload a video if you add a video to your iCloud, and then it uploads to the cloud, and then you pull it back down to add it into this track that we're about to create, this first track, and then you save it, and then what happens is over time, iOS works in the background to manage your storage on your device. It will delete the video from your Photos app and put it back in the cloud. So then, say a month later, you go to open this project again, and it tries to pull the video, but it can't because it's uploaded it to the cloud. Sometimes it can pull it down and sometimes it can't. And what you'll be left with is something like this. Let me show you, which sucks, trust me. So let's just find an older video here. One that I opened, I think yesterday, maybe this one. Missing videos. Some videos in your project cannot be found because they were removed. They're not removed, they're just gone up to the cloud. So it's a pain in the ass and it can screw up your day. So CuteCut has come up with a really cool addition to solve that. And let's start off first by showing you how. And you'll notice when I exported that audio track, I exported it to CuteCut. So when I hit the plus sign here, you were given a menu. You can do drawings, you can import video, photo, text, music, or you can record voice. So we're going to import music. Now, what pops up immediately is you get a library. So it's not a lot of stuff, but you get some music that comes with it. So I hit play. So these are... Hey, baby. What are you doing tonight? Why don't you come over here and... something. So you also get a bunch of sound effects, which is pretty cool too. Thank you. Thank you. Stay for the shrimp. So there's a whole bunch of things like cars screeching. Yep. You got some crows. See, I added that by accident. We don't really want that. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's go back to... So you get a whole bunch of music there. You also have the option, if you click the middle, to add music from your music app. Now, I'm going to tell you a little trick here with this app. What's really cool about it, because a lot of apps won't let you add music from your Apple Music app because of copyright issues. Guess what? This one lets you do it. And how do you do it? Very simply, you go to your music app, you select a song. Let's just, what have I played recently? So my friend Adam's stuff, he just uploaded this yesterday to Apple Music, so it's just gone live. If I hit the little cloud button and down, so you have to download it to your actual device. So the song is Jubilee. Now I go back into CuteCut. I hope it still works. Let's Adam Glynn. Let's see. So there's Jubilee. Let's hit plus. And then they stopped it. So I'm lying. That sucks. Or did they? Yep. Well, that sucks. There's one thing down. Used to be able to get away with it. Anyway, so you can add music if you've added it through something like iTunes Match. So that's really cool. I don't really use that because I don't really pirate people's music. But what you will notice on the third option here is file sharing. So when I click on that, this is where that song went to. So if I scroll down, we should be able to find Utensils Experimental 2. There it is. So there's the track. So again, this saves you going through the hassle of... And the same thing you'll see I'm going to do with the video. So if I choose that track, there is the audio now added. Let's have a play. Cool. So we've got our audio track added. Now we're going to want to add the video track. So once again, instead of, I can do this and go to video. I can go to my recents. I can choose that from here and add it, but it's in the cloud, remember. So we want to ensure that it's always going to be in the file system. So instead, I'm going to go into my Photos app, grab this file. We're going to hit the ellipsis up the top. Sorry about the AirPlay thing. It's because of how I'm doing the show. And we should be able to, I think I need to add Cute Cut to be able to do it. Maybe I can't do it from here. Edit. Can I add? Let's do it. Let's see if I can do it this way. Where are we? We are going to save this to files. I'm just going to save it in iCloud for now. Cool. Let's open up the Files app. And there it is there. And we're going to share it. And we should be able to, and there it is. So now we're going to copy it into Cute Cut. Now it's imported. So if I hit plus again and choose video and hit this file sharing one in the middle, it should be, and there it is, RP Replay Final. So we're going to click on that. You can choose audio only, or you can choose the video and audios, but we're just going to choose the whole lot. So there is the video and there is the audio. Now, before we get into like putting this into matching, syncing up the music and the video, I'm just going to grab, so to move this, you just hold down on it and you can move them anywhere you want. So we're going to move it to around 10 seconds. And like anything, you can pinch the zoom to make things larger. And again, now I'm going to grab the audio file and just move this in here. Okay, so next I'm going to add a graphic for the beginning of this. So how am I going to do that? Well, I have one prepared earlier. I'm glad you asked. So I have a PNG that I've made in Over, which is an image of utensils. Let's see if I can find it. There it is there. So it's a transparent background. And from within here, I'm going to share this and copy to Cute Cut. Great, so that's now imported as an image. So now I'm going to click on Photos and File Sharing. And we should be able to find that image. There it is, Over Project 99. And there is that image in there. So because the background is black and this is a transparent background, there it is. Now I'll shrink that down, but what we're going to do first is we're going to make this about 10 seconds long. So this will be our intro. Let me just zoom in. There we go. So I just double clicked on that then so I can stretch the length of it. Right, now that we're in here, now we can have a look at the tools down the bottom. So we'll start with a photo here. As you can see, once you double click on it, it gives you this over on the actual picture here. It gives you the option to be able to resize this as well. So you can tilt it around. Let's see, where are we? Oops. Oh, we had a crash. Nice one. Good times. Haven't had that. I haven't actually opened this for a while, so that's interesting. Just want to pull that there. So here are your options along the bottom. As you can see, the little tick down the bottom is to say, yes, I accept and go get out of the edit mode. You've got a copy, you've got a cut, delete, all pretty standard stuff. This little button here, this is to add effects and such. So if I click on this, it brings up another tool system here. So, and you'll see a plus sign. If I click on the plus sign, this gives me some fade options. So I can have a fade in, fade out, just a fade in. So we're just going to go for a fade in and fade out just to keep it nice and simple. So if I click on that, you'll see it adds these little sections over here. which you can actually click on and determine how long you want the fade in to be. So you can scroll one a bit longer. So we'll make it a bit longer. We'll go over to the fade out. Make this a bit longer. And you can move your timeline along to watch it actually fade in and see how it looks. Okay. So, but let's remove those for now, because what I want to do is change the size of this particular picture. So that's what we want to do first. Now it's been a while since I've done this, so I've got to remember how to do it. I think I pinch, yep, that's how we do it. So you just pinch here to make it smaller. You can rotate it around. We're just going to bring it in like that. We're going to push it up a little bit. So there it is, and that's set there. Now before, the thing you want to do always is set your image exactly how you want it before you add your effects on, because once the effects go on, you can't really adjust the photo afterwards. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to remove and add those effects back again. So I'm going to hit tick for now because that's pretty cool. It's not perfectly centered, but it's good enough. So we want to add some text to that as well. So what we're going to do, just going to move that. Let's make sure this is all the way back at the start. And we'll stretch this a little bit more. Cool. So we're going to add some text. So I hit the plus again and bring up text. So as you can see, there's no text there. And I'm just going to call this, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it demo 2020. That'll do for now. And we should be able to hit done. Now, again, you've got all these options down here again. So you can change the size of the text. You can change the font. You can change the thickness. You can change if you want it in the center. All pretty basic stuff. You can change the brightness of the text. You can actually edit the text. So you've got heaps of options to be able to mess around with this particular text. But I'm just going to hit tick for now. Drag this back to the start. And then double click on it again. And then we're going to stretch it out to be the same length as the photo. And now we're going to actually move it around because we want it to sit below. So to do that, how do we do that? I've forgotten. There we are. So I'm just going to grab it, move it down here, keep it nice and simple, keep it in the middle kind of thing. And let's see, we can change the size of it. We can make it a little bit bigger. We can change the font. So you've got a whole lot of fonts that are included here. And the other beautiful thing is you can actually import your own fonts in as well. So they've made that really cool to be able to import your own fonts. So let's leave it nice and simple like that. And we'll hit the tick box and we're all done. So there's our just basic simple intro. We can shrink that back down again. Now, both of these, the text chat and the utensils logo, we're going to double click on first the logo. Over here, we're going to add the effects. So we're going to add these fade ins again. Hit plus, we've got our options. We're going to do a fade in and fade out. Let's make them a little bit longer again. So all you do is just click on the fades. And that looks all good for now. We'll hit OK. Now we're going to double check on the text and hit this little button down here as well to add effects. We want to do the same thing. Hit a plus, fade in, fade out. We'll kind of try and match them up as close as possible with the fade in and fade out. And hit OK. And now we can see how this looks. Cool. So that fades in nice and fades out nice. Sweet. Alrighty, we're getting towards the end of this. So let's have a listen to, we're going to double click on the audio file here first. And what I will do, first we'll double click on the video file. And as you'll see along the bottom here, there's a sound option. I'm going to mute that, so I'm going to turn that all the way down, just so we can listen to the audio track first. Hit check, and let's have a listen just to the audio file. Cool. Now, so it's all working. Now we're going to go back to the video file and bring up the volume and see how close they're matching. And then we're going to zoom right in and try and match them up as close as possible till we ditch that, till we get them sounding exactly as much as we can. So let's see how we go here. Whoa! Cool. So it looks like I'm just scrolling. I'm trying to look for the first. There we go. So if you look on the actual video, I'm looking for the first point that we've got audio popping up there. See that? So let's zoom it right in as far as we can and try and get as close to that as possible. There it is. So right there, I am going to cut this video. So I'm double clicking on the video, and you'll see down the bottom right hand corner, left hand corner, there's a cut. So I'm going to click that, and that has cut that away. Now here's something really cool about this. If I remove, so now I've got two pieces here. So I've got this one and I got this one. If I remove that first one, the second one will slot back to where the first one is and go. So watch, you'll see what I'm talking about. And to delete, an easy way to delete is just hold down on it and then drag it down to the bin, and watch what happens to the other one. It slots back. So they should be pretty close just by playing now. So they're pretty close. Let's go in and micromanage this a little bit more. So that is the most I can zoom in. And it's just hit and miss, really. Let's see how we go here. I reckon we're going to So we're pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is go back into the video track, and I'm going to mute it. And let's have a look at the whole picture and see if, because, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect matching up. As long as it looks like it's matched up exactly with the video, that's going to be good enough. Hey, I've done that so many times. So let's have a look and see how it matches up with the video. Pretty damn good. Cool. So now what we can do also here with the video, you saw how I cut the video and the volume's now down on it. So what I can do is double click on the video, and I can add a fade in nice and quickly and a fade out just to make it a bit smoother to go with the actual logo. So let's do that. So once again, I'm going to click on the little effects section here, click plus, and we're going to do a fade in and fade out, but we're going to leave it how the automatic section that we get here, because that works. It's nice and short. We want a quick fade in and out here, and we're just going to look at the end and see where the music stops. Beautiful. So there's our video. And what I'm going to do, just to make the transition a bit smoother, is just see how this fades out, slowly dragging. Cool, so it's pretty quick. Let's see what it looks like in real time. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so that is a quick overview of this really fantastic app. And again, like usual, I can't cover everything in such a short period of time. You can download the free version and have a play with it. You're going to get all the features to be able to have a play with it. The only thing is you get that watermark, and you can only save a certain amount of time. But once you have a play around with the features, you'll see if it's worthwhile. It's $5, cup of coffee. The other thing I will tell you can have as many audio tracks as you like. You can have as many photo tracks as you like. You can have as many text tracks as you like, but you can only have 2 video tracks. I do believe it's still 2 video tracks. So look, it's still limited compared to something like LumaFusion, but it's a lot better than only having 1 video track in something like iMovie. So if, this is perfect if, you're just thinking of moving up from iMovie and want something a little bit more complex. And as you can see, it's pretty basic and standard to use. They've tried to make all the controls nice and big, so they haven't tried to overwhelm you with a whole bunch of stuff. And everything's done in glyphs. I think that's one of the things I really loved about this. I just love all the glyphs down the bottom. Now, just quickly, there's other things too, like you can change the speed of the video. With your transitions, you can transition brightness, you can transition speed. There's a whole different things. You've got color gamuts as well. I think we could do that with a photo. So this little button down here, you can change the color palettes. You can flip photos around back and forward. You can reverse them. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. So look, it's pretty full featured, and I recommend it. I used to use it all the time for everything. Those videos that I made for the depression stuff in an episode I did a couple of weeks ago with me holding the selfie stick, all of those were made using this. So it's a pretty powerful tool, I have to admit. And then when you're finished with this, as we are finished with this for today, let's just click this little button up here and you are given, so you can send it straight to YouTube, straight to Facebook, send it by email, and you can export it. So you get a whole lot of options. You can export it as a 1080p. Let's do that and let it do its thing. And now you pretty much have a video that is high quality audio, high quality video. You have your little intro, and it's nice and easy to upload to Facebook, and you're guaranteed that you're going to have some good sound and maybe knock someone else out with your video, and they'll look at yours first. And, we all want our stuff to be seen. So no matter how uncompetitive we all are, it's shit when, somebody doesn't look at it. But this is a little way to help you do that. And if we now go over to the Photos app, you should see there it is. So when we hit play, turn up sound. Should all be good, hopefully. I think it's playing. Sweet. All damn good. So, I hope that's helped you out. Something a little bit different, something you might not have known about, because it is a bit of an unsung hero on the App Store, something I've been using for about 6-7 years, I think. So it's got me through a lot of good times making videos and video clips, so I highly recommend it. Not exactly sure which we're looking at tomorrow, but I'm sticking with the whole video kind of stuff this week because it's an important part of making music. We have to be video engineers, we have to be advertising gurus, we have to be musicians, we have to be fucking everything these days. So that's why I'm going to stick with these. Most likely we're going to look at LumaFusion right at the end of this week before our interview with Iota. And that is it for today. I am going to make some music today. So I hope you all have a wonderful day ahead. I hope you make plenty of music. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe if you like. Hit the bell icon if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody who's been subscribing. We crossed over 600 members, so that's really, really cool. I'm so thankful for that. Who knows, soon we're going to be up to 1,000 people because it's moving really fast. So you can follow me on Facebook, Patreon coming soon, and all that jazz. Until tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Don't forget to click the links that are now appearing on your screen. Have a great day, everybody, and I will see you on the flip side. Stay gangsta, stay rockin', stay forever. Bye.